Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365 and it's Valentine's Day, so I thought I would talk about what I feel are my top 5 on-screen couples in movies. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at MovieGuy365, as well as over at the Disney Magic Hour podcast. I'll put a link for that in the description. All right, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Whether you are a romantic in life or you just kind of like them in the movies, you can't deny that there are tons of on-screen couples that have great chemistry and that kind of make that movie or series a little bit more special, as we watch them, because we just enjoy watching them on the screen. And a lot of people just go to that as like their idealized romance. We all know it's part of the movies and everything like that, but I think we all at the end of the day kind of like living in the fantasy, but it doesn't make their importance any less. So I wanted to talk about who I feel are some of the top 5 couples on screen, and everybody's going to have, as this list and every list goes, will have their own couple. So if you have any that you want to include, please let me know in the comments below. We're just going to talk about 5 that I find are particularly memorable and that I enjoy seeing them on screen. So let's start out with number 5, and this one doesn't come from one movie, it comes from 3. And that is going to be the duo Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. This is probably more my OG couple, as far as the list goes. I mean, there are plenty of movies that they have been together. I would say next to Sandler and Drew Barrymore, I think a lot of people associate Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan as a great romantic couple. Their movies are great. Sleepless in Seattle, of course, is legendary. Everybody knows about this one. It's just one of those, I think everything worked for this one. So I really enjoy it. Very underappreciated film of theirs is Joe versus Volcano. I remember when I saw this in theaters, I actually hated it. I had to become I grow as a person, you get more mature, and then I watched it again recently, and it's goofy, it's just weird, but it's just a lot about it works, and they of course have great chemistry. And also You've Got Mail is another one that they did. I would say it's probably my least favorite of the 3. But it's still good. It's still a great film comparing, their movies, all around. But I enjoy seeing them on screen. I think they bring such a great chemistry, and I still even feel today that there are probably very few on-screen couples that can match that. I'll mention one here that I actually do have on my list. But as far as continuous films that have no connection to one another, just great movies separately, they're a great couple. My number 4 is going to be Rose and Jack from Titanic. I think this is really just, I would say that this one cuts deep. It really does, and it's kind of like funny to, poke fun at the whole thing nowadays, about her not, having room on the raft, for him and whatever. There's great jokes and stuff, but I think at the end of the day, we still look at them as just a great couple to see on screen, and it was a powerful story. Titanic is still one of the best films ever produced by James Cameron, and it touches you. It really does. I still tear up at those scenes, especially the ending. You kind of lose it, but it's like they spent a good amount of time building that relationship up. Whether it's like from a 3-hour movie kind of perspective, or just the great writing or whatever. There's a lot there, and just enjoy them a lot on screen. And I always kind of get like a little excited whenever I see them in person, not in person, but like at an event or something like that. You see them on TV, and it's like, oh, Rose and Jack, but once again, they're the couple that we love to see just go down on the ship, and it's just one of those things. But yeah, Rose and Jack are definitely my number 4. My number 3 are going to be Mia and Sebastian from La La Land. I'm probably a little biased on this one because La La Land was one of my favorite movies of that year. But I feel it does while it tells a traditional love story, it has a more realistic kind of bend, especially how things end up. It's not happily ever after for the couple, but them as people, individual people, are in a much better place than they were before they even met. And I think that their relationship, as we saw, really blossomed and became, strong at the beginning, and then it kind of wavered. But I don't think they ever, even I would say at the end, they never stopped loving each other, even though they went in 2 different directions in life. it's still a great tale. And a lot of great sequences in this one, you know, for everything from, you know, the dancing, the singing, to just the chemistry. And you know, they've been in movies together, but I feel that this one really I think it just nailed it as far as what they can do as an on-screen couple. So this is a good one. This is definitely one of my favorite couples on the list. My number 2 is going to be From a Galaxy Far, Far Away, Han Solo and Princess Leia from the original trilogy. Now, I love seeing the 3 films of them getting together, getting to know each other. You know, it's always like the princess and the bad boy, that kind of thing. But I think it goes deeper than that. And, you know, Han is a character. He really is. And he's very strong in his personality, but she is equally as strong. And those two I think it's because when they clashed initially and they clashed throughout the trilogy, you definitely sense a connection. You sense like at least a very mutual respect and just a great affection for one another. It carries over even into the new trilogy, even though like it kind of, I wouldn't say it ended, but it kind of turns into something else. It becomes something else. And it's just an amazing couple. I mean, Star Wars, you know, it's a legendary series in its own right, but then you have such a great romance behind it as well, and I think they both play it to a T, and there's so many great moments in this original trilogy. So yeah, my number 2 couple is going to be Han and Leia, and my number 1 is going to be Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't think any story ended in such a satisfactory way as theirs, and over the course of all these movies that they put together in the Infinity Saga, and to have that perfect moment, the perfect ending, it chokes me up. It's still just a beautiful way to end, you know, that story. And I'm a sucker for good endings. I like a good ending. I like a good romantic ending. And for this current generation of films, I think this is one of the better couples. You know, they're not necessarily a couple, you know, throughout the whole thing. It's more of a longing from one side and the other, but it's still like how they interact in those films, you know, past, present, future even. Like, it's really just kind of, I would say, a beautiful staple of what love can do in cinematic history here. And I love these two so much. But yeah, for Valentine's Day, they are my number 1 couple, Steve and Peggy. Let me know in the comments below, who are your go-to couples in cinematic history? Go old school, go new school, whatever. I want to hear about it. Let's talk about it in the comments section. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.